What's going on there, everyone? Well, this is a pretty interesting story, and for all my fellow Trumpians, you should love this. Judge slaps down Dem gambit in Trump impeachment probe. Let's read. A D.C. federal judge on Wednesday shot down an attempt by the House Judiciary Committee, Democrats, to link their subpoena for former White House counsel Don McGahn to a separate request for secret grand jury information from the Rust investigation after the Justice Department accused them of trying to game the system. Normally, cases are assigned to judges randomly, which the DOJ said is meant to keep parties from attempting to game the system by shopping for a judge they like. But a Tuesday court filing, the department alleged the Democrat-controlled committee was trying to do exactly that by exploiting an exception that allows related cases to be heard by the same judge. In this case, the DOJ said the panel improperly sought to connect the McGahn case to the grand jury case simply because they are both part of their investigation of President Trump. At first blush, the House Judiciary Committee's view that related case rule apply is understandable. D.C. Court Chief Judge Beryl Howell wrote in her order rejecting the bid. Nonetheless, closer examination demonstrates that these connections between the two cases are too superficial and attenuated for the instant McGahn subpoena case to qualify. Howell, who is currently assigned to the grand jury case, agreed to the DOJ's argument that the committee's request to unseal secret grand jury information from former special counsel Robert Mueller's probe has to do with the application of the law under federal rules of criminal procedure, while the McGahn case is a civil matter dealing with enforcing a subpoena where immunity has been arrested. This later filed subpoena enforcement suit involves no issue of fact or law common to the earlier grand jury application, nor does it focus on common event and transactions such as the matters would be related, the DOJ argued in its court filings. The House Judiciary Committee claimed that the cases are related because they both tied into what they are now calling an impeachment investigation of Trump. Their complaint against McGahn calls him the most important witness other than the president to the key events that are the focus of the Judiciary Committee's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. The DOJ, however, argued that the term related refers to cases that have common issues of fact or stem from a common event or transaction. They claim that the committee gets it backwards because they are trying to relate completely unrelated cases simply because it filed them in service of its oversearching desire to bring various matters together in its investigation of President Trump. You see what they're doing here. They're just trying to conflate these two things and make them one when they're clearly two completely different situations, which they're not allowed to do. But we get it. We get why the Democrats are doing this, because they have no one. They have nothing or no one. They have no policies that are commonsensical that'll actually do good for the American people. Yes, it'll do fine for illegals, but it will not do good for us. Our economy would fail. Everything would fall apart if any of these people got in power and tried to enact some of their crazy policies. Howe also identified the legal issues in the grand jury case, pointing out that those issues are entirely absent from the McGahn case. The Justice Department also countered the committee's claim that linking the cases would make the judicial process more efficient by noting that while the committee knew about McCann's refusal to testify back in May, they waited until August, soon after filing the grand jury information case, to sue over it. Thus, any delay in the committee's doing at this point, the DOJ said, questioning how getting around the random judge assignment process would help make things go faster. Judge Howe countered the committee's argument by saying that judicial efficiency is not served where two cases present such different factual and legal issues, as in the circumstances here. The McGahn case will now be transferred to the Calendar and Case Management Committee to be randomly reassigned. The existence of an impeachment investigation has also been called into question. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Representative Gerald Nadler, Democrat from New York, has stated that formal impeachment proceedings are underway. But the committee's ranking Republican representative, Doug Collins, representative from Georgia, said that that is impossible because the House never voted to approve such an investigation. Several House Democrats have claimed that a vote is not necessary, either because the Constitution grants them the power to conduct impeachment investigations or because of a recent expansion of the committee powers allow it. You see how scary? I mean, I always talk about the Democrats are getting crazy. Well, you can see the authoritarian nature of the Democratic Party. They don't care. All they care about is power. It's pretty easy to see right there in that last little paragraph. That's all they care about is power. And they're going to try to do everything within their power to attempt to overthrow President Trump. And for why? They can't give a good reason. They can only give like opinionated reasons. They can't actually give a factual based argument for the impeachment of Donald Trump. Because there is none. He's actually doing a pretty swell job. He's doing a pretty swell job for us, and he has been, and I think he will continue far into 2020. Because, like I said, the Democrats have nobody. That's why they're constantly pushing all these crazy narratives, trying to demonize Trump, and unfortunately his supporters, like me. That's what they do. They just try to demonize us, but they're also alienating the centrist vote. The centrists are getting sick and tired. I mean, they're sick and tired, to be honest, of the rhetoric from both sides. But the Democratic Party they just always take it to the next level. They don't know how or when to shut up. And this is their problem, not ours. I mean, it's ours if they get elected, because all their crazy authoritarian nature is going to be able to be presented. It's going to be able to come out. I wouldn't vote for any Democrat. I mean, I talk very, I guess I could say, for me, very highly of people such as Tulsi Gabbard. She did make a very big faux pas when she said the whole Trump is helping Al-Qaeda or something on those lines at the debates. And yeah, that was stupid. That was an absolutely dumb thing to say without even rebutting or continuing on it on what you meant. We need an explanation. And if she came out with a good explanation or just said, yeah, I might have screwed the pooch on that one, I'd be willing to forgive her for it, because people say dumb crap all the time. I come out and say dumb stuff here and there too. It happens. We're people. We make mistakes. We are flawed from the beginning. But she's not going to get nowhere because she's not part of the establishment Democrats. She has some centrist, moderate type views, and that's not what the Democratic Party's going for right now. They're going for the extreme progressive views. That's what they want to push forward, which is going to be dangerous. Not only in actual dangerous, like actually being dangerous, propping up progressive ideas is kind of dangerous, and we're seeing that. Just, what was it? Yesterday, there was an ICE office got shot up. 2 different ICE offices got shot up at night while there were ICE people in there. So you can see that the left is consistently getting crazier. They're losing their minds. They've lost their minds. Now they're in a whole new realm, which is just plain dangerous for the country. Yes, I acknowledge that there are, I don't like calling them far right, but white nationalist issues, yes. And they need to be addressed also, to the fullest extent. I understand. They're dangerous too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that element doesn't exist. They do, and they're a problem. But they're a small problem. The far left is they're growing in numbers, people. I don't know why. I always hearken it back to parenting in college. Because these are a bunch of privileged white kids, generally speaking. I'd probably say 96%. of the progressive, crazy leftists are privileged white people. Privileged young white people who have had a silver spoon shoved so far up their ass they can taste it. And it's ruined their minds. It's ruined their minds because they've never had to work a hard day in their life. They've never had to go out and actually see what's going on in small Middletown America. They don't care about that. They stay in their little ideological tribe. And that's what they stick to. But